we go. Grab journey this one. All right. It's gonna open over here, and then I have to make sure it's capturing over here, but that shouldn't be hard.
Who's Sam Morelli fun?
Stream elements?
This one.
Oh, that's just an example.
Oh, okay. I was like, pretty strange.
Yo, what's up?
How's it going, man?
Have you ever played Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe?
Neither have I. Use the restroom real quick.
Yeah. It's okay. Halo challenge. What's that Halo challenge? Give it to me. Hello.
Cameron, we also got raw testicle.
Oh, perfect. I'm glad we have raw testicle. Exactly what I wanted.
You bring the accoutrements, I bring the accoutrements.
A movement map. If any of you finish in under an hour, you win. Oh, that sounds fun. What do we win? What Keith thinks about a movement map? Why? You think he's not good at movement? Okay, Stanley's... You know, I happen to think Keith's really good at movement. You know what I mean? He's just that kind of guy. He likes to move it. Just making sure you guys can hear the game when you're playing it. Oh, about Stanley Parables. I don't know, $10. Yeah, here's what we'll do. So we're going to play Stanley Parable for about an hour. But after that, we're going to load up Halo Infinite and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So what's the map name so I can check it out? Where are you, Stanley Parable? Oh, there you are. Okay. Halo Infinite, monitor to 1920. Don't worry, I'm just doing a little bit of coding magic. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. That worked. World record is 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Your personal best is 12 minutes. So are you saying we might not be able to finish it in an hour? Okay, LG, I'm going to write that down. LG jump progression. I like these jumping maps. We could even do for a bet. Like, loser has to eat the raw testicle that Keith has acquired. LG jump progression. That'd be fun. Yeah, I'll look it up for sure. All right, here's Stanley Parable. If you can't hear it, I'll fix it.
Raw bull testicle.
All right, live your best life. Show me what you
Well,
got.
I speak
Oh wait, hold
English.
on. You don't speak English.
Your mom taught me English.
Your mom's my mom.
Okay.
You've seen people spend 5 hours doing that map? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Negative. What? Until the what? Oh. Isn't it barely visible right now?
Well, barely visible. No, the computer. It's very visible. Barely visible. Like you can almost not make it out. It's testing brightness and contrast.
Is it? Okay.
Just adjusting the... There you go. That's pretty good. Please enter the current time.
What time is it?
10:51. What kind of movement map is it? Is it like one where you're doing curb slides and using equipment, or is it just straight up running and jumping?
Why did I feel nervous? Should I feel nervous? What did I say?
The end is never the
This
end.
is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
Oh, you know what,
Stanley
Artius? I've
relished
played that
every
map.
moment that the
It's
orders
really
came
fun.
in.
I haven't got
Though he had
past
been made exactly
number
for
3
his
though.
job,
I didn't spend
Stanley
too long on
was
it.
happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Yeah, I remember some of those
Shocked,
jumps being
frozen
so
solid. Stanley
hard,
found himself
like
unable
so
to move for the
unintuitive.
longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
No like, prompts.
Try SDW, do these moves, yeah. That's the classic movement. Oh, hold on. Do you know which one does which?
No. I thought it was part of the
W is
game.
forward.
Okay.
S is back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Amber, that's funny.
She
I
said,
never thought to try that door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
or do I?
Oh, he's not a contrarian.
I heard.
It hurt.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You see door on his left?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna go with my heart.
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
go with my heart.
Your heart is a contrarian heart.
My heart says this.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
This is fun to watch.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. He thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
I already messed it up.
No, you didn't mess
Let
anything
me
up.
wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
That didn't work.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Huh. His watch. I mean, the clocks are weird.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
What?
Has this ever happened to you?
This is
Mariella
new.
woke up on a day
What?
like another.
Really?
She
Yes.
rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her
Maggie, you would
career,
love this game.
and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Am I gonna play as her now? The end is never ever the end. Okay, back in the office.
So I've played this game a good bit.
All of his
couple
co-workers
hours.
were gone. What could it mean?
Maybe 5 hours.
Stanley decided to
This
go
is
to the
Keith's
meeting
first time
room.
playing it.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I'm supposed to deviate probably from my original. Is there any other actions like open door?
Click to open doors if they're unlocked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
There's some
up to
funny
his
things
boss's
written on these
office,
things.
hoping he might find an answer there.
What do people want? Things. Money, more money, things. But with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product.
Crash had things.
Our new product.
Facts. Stock market somewhere here. Strives requires more secondary research. Strives to. What is hot?
Profits,
Target demographics. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increasing graphs per slide.
Stop.
I need boss appreciation from university. Circle the top 20 things. Triplicate or
Try to click on the doorknob. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You don't know, you do. Don't tell me what to do.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing
great
sweet
voice
FA.
work. Like his British voice.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
He's about to tell me what to do. He's about to reward me.
You do realize there's no choice or
All
anything
right.
else, right? If I'd said Stanley walked coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No.
So weird. What is that?
Whoa, I am sufficiently.
Well, did you see The Office?
Yeah, there's more. I just always.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley
Nice
wondered
office.
in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping
But he
from
could
him.
not know.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Stuff makes you itchy.
What does?
This stuff. Like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. See that little circle helps you click.
Sometimes I think that's a What am I doing?
Oh, I mean, I don't
Descending
think-
deeper into the
You're doing great.
building,
It's fun.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Who's that woman that
Why did
saw
he
me
feel
earlier?
this now,
Yeah, it was weird.
when for years it had never
Could have
occurred
been
to
just
him?
a random woman.
This
who
question would not go
walked across
unanswered
her-
for long.
past her body.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't know what to do. It hurts. I feel like a sheep both ways because, like, obviously, on like placard
Okay, Maggie
board-
says, "Don't do it. Don't do what?
What?
Don't.
Are
don't,
you controlling my mind?
Don't go through the
Who do you work
scrawling
for?
that says escaped, or
Who's-
don't go to the mind control facility."
Who do you work for? Gosh, this is so hard. I feel like this is a personality
Don't do the
test.
mind control, idiot. She says.
I want to. Because that's what I'd want you to think. MCF.
Escape, 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 says Maggie.
Fill it out.
I want to hear what other people think.
Gosh, man. This
I love how
hurts.
it's scrawled too, just like
I know.
in haste.
This looks so official. The government did this. Why wouldn't you trust the government? Yeah, here we go.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, God.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I'm going to respawn. Gotta
At this
commit.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Listen. Sometimes you just gotta commit in life, you know? What's this red light about? That doesn't look good. Can I jump? I don't know if I want to go into that. That doesn't look good. Did I die? Oh, I'm alive. Where am I?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking eyeballs from a blind man.
Hold on.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this
Hold on.
violent end to his
Hold
brief
on,
and
slow
shallow
down.
life. Farewell, Stanley.
Go. Fast. Fast. No! Back. Did I die?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Am I good? Am I okay?
What the heck?
Oh, you tricky minx.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core lab remains almost identical. Okay.
Nature paintings. Oh.
I like looking at them. That's my office.
You celebrities?
The two doors, the set of the two open doors was the very
First concrete piece.
piece of Stanley's parallel design. The rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of contradiction.
This room posed.
Huh. Okay.
Is there a bagel in there? What does that mean? Maybe.
We just watched the. Oh,
Oh, the
yeah, we just
Everything
watched,
Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. Selection of the sounds used throughout the game. Buttons express each sound as a mix of the keyboard stroke.
Just all the different sounds.
I don't know if I'm wasting time or being constructive. Filing cabinets. True. You beat this game?
No, I did not.
Did you turn off the office computers? Did you think about that?
Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in good time.
Oh, they got credits posted already? Oh, I don't need that. Okay. So you're on the right track if you feel super confused. Alright. I'm just going to start planching around. Okay. So 437 was my office room. So I feel like that's to give me non corners. Where's the 437? No, it's 437.
Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game world became sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it, it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Most people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention.
Yeah, don't make fun of people who like shooters. So what is that?
Just an example of the aliens, probably.
Might be the map they use.
Alien base, awesome. He likes to look at literally everything.
I'm an explorer.
Oh, strong bed. Dead strong bed. How do you type with boxing gloves on?
Holy crap! Did you see this first time?
No. What do the lights in the control room do? I really want to know.
Strong Bad is on this game.
That's
Are you
crazy.
messing with me?
No, I'm not.
Business broker, please partner with me in a very rewarding business venture. Details will be sent to you if you're interested. Hi, Mr. Nugget. I have a question for you. Yes, sir.
Asking people to email the narrator for questions. Interesting. So those are actual emails. There are
That's
more
true, actually.
skeletons
That's
than
actually true.
humans.
That's a weird thought.
See what's in the next room.
Those are actually probably like actual people talking.
I think it is. Pencil sharpener.
What is that? Oh Lord!
Oh.
This reminds me of like Lost.
Yeah. The button. Interesting.
I'll try to pick up exactly 15 seconds.
He's trying to beat the game.
I want my narrator back. I feel a little lost.
I think to get the narrator back, you just got to try to get through these rooms. Find what's outside of them.
That looks like something I'm walking. How do I turn this off?
Oh. That. There you go.
Hmm.
The weirdest game I've ever played.
This is so weird.
good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Then he pushed the number 8.
Early takes that we're not using the game. Interesting.
Stanley walked over the bridge. Stanley jumped in the
It feels very meta.
Yeah, it is. The lounge.
It's like I'm hanging out literally with their like editing room floor.
Yeah.
Clock again. I feel so lost. I feel like I'm not doing what I should be doing.
What do you think you should be doing?
Interacting in some way, or
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Just turn.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not.
I keep expecting.
Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Maybe he did die.
They already.
Listen to me. You can
Bruce
still
Willis.
save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Shut off the computer.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Sounded like a death to me.
Yeah. How many times did you die?
Good number.
Oh. So now I appreciate escaping a lot more. No! Really?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, this is my first
Stanley decided to
reset.
go
My
to the
first,
meeting
actual
room.
reset.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What's he gonna do? That's the question.
Daunting.
Left or right? Is he gonna follow the narrator or not?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What did you do last time?
You've only been through the left door. You've only followed him.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to
It's a
spend a
nice
few
room.
moments here in this immaculate,
nice.
beautifully constructed room.
It's a nice room.
Stanley simply stood here,
Yeah, you're right.
drinking
The
it all
woman
in.
finding the body was a reset. It was because it was
But eager
Stanley's
to
body,
get back
so
to business,
this is the second
Stanley
reset.
took the first open door on his left.
What's in there?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Such a contrarian. Love it.
How many times am I gonna die in this game?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He
No!
wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
You don't trust him?
Should I?
I don't know.
I don't feel very. I don't feel like he wants me to succeed.
Well,
Oh!
No. This isn't
This
right
is the
at all. You're not
Matrix.
supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to
Remember?
Who
427?
am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
Right here.
How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so
my
far
room.
off track.
427?
Yeah.
Okay, from the top.
I think, right? Oh, that was a dog. So much
All of his
redundancy in this
co-workers
game,
were
right?
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Where's it, 437?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, go back and check. Is 427 yours? Go back. That's your room. Yeah, 427.
427.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a dog type thing.
That's weird.
I don't know what it was. Huh. I mean, so many red herrings. I feel like the whole thing is just a red herring.
Well,
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
just ASDW. These are the only keys you need right here. Where's it gonna go?
This is the right way. That's where I am.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I promise you, there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
So defeated.
All of his co-workers
So,
were gone.
You
What
don't
could it
trust
mean?
him, but
Stanley decided to go to
he
the
tells you where to
meeting
go,
room. Perhaps
and then
he had simply
eventually you
missed a memo.
stray and you
Sometimes
die.
well, okay.
Every time.
Okay. I'll believe everything he says right now. Alright, he's God. He's
Okay, yep,
distracting.
it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
No,
It's
Doris.
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
For real.
There's like so many questions you have about other options too. Clicking everything up. What I've noticed is like I can't remember like clicking and if there's like a button, then it's like try
Aha!
clicking it.
I knew we'd
Or a
missed
door.
something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this...
Weird.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
I feel good about that.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
What the hell? No, and there's a...
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've
right.
employed the help of
All right,
the
man.
Stanley Parable
You got me.
Adventure Line.
You got
The
me.
adventure
Follow the
line.
line. How simple
Line
is
has
that?
a trademark symbol after it.
You see? The line knows where the story is.
You got me,
It's
dude.
over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need
guess
to
we
follow
don't
this
follow
train
it.
of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Just a Just like...
Ooh, that's a nice album. It's getting crazier and crazier.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
That's
You
exactly
won't
what
want to
you're
miss
doing.
anything.
At every point, you're like, what is this? Let me look at this. And now he's like, look at this fern.
There's no number.
This is
man.
very important.
I'm supposed to know about it. A fern.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay. I feel so messed with.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
That's where you just came from. The Lion wants you to find it.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
27.
And after we trusted you,
over
after
there.
everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Probably not important.
Probably not a thing.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
All right, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Now you trust him.
just lost.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I feel like this
Go
is such
wild.
a just
Use your
Use your
Beige.
imagination.
beige
Whatever it might be,
hallway.
Stanley.
Here's a
I'm
story.
ready for it.
Beige hallway story.
Oh no, not you again.
Look, go
Stanley.
back.
I'd also like to veto the
Look
line
at the
from having
ceiling,
any
it, like,
role in our
broke through.
awesome new story. No lines or
It's up and
monitors.
down.
Just
Oh,
acknowledge
no.
it.
The line.
I just feel a little lost. You ever feel like that in life sometimes, guys?
Keep having character development on live.
Sometimes you just feel lost. And then the big voice in the sky, you just gotta kind of just do what he says.
Ah,
You know,
a
that makes me think of
choice.
something.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to
exciting.
think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere,
me go the
the
opposite
place where we're
direction.
trying to go, there must be a reverse door
gonna get an energy
that
drink
leads
later.
here.
No,
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Now you just trust him. He's like your sky daddy.
I just don't know what else I can do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reset sometimes.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant
So this
ending?
is exactly what you did.
Am I
Look at
supposed to
that.
restart the game what, eight
Oh, shit, I actually-
times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well,
Hold on, I
you
haven't done the
consulted
7th
me.
restart yet.
Why don't I get to decide?
Simply
Why don't
black
I get a
displays
say in
wander
all
in the
of this?
blackness.
Is it
Find a
really-
bookstore.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Ooh, weird.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
I feel like
Will something happen? So, okay.
can't wait for him to.
I guess now
Interesting.
we
It
just
probably
wait.
has been about
You know,
18 minutes on
I
this
suppose
single
in some
ending.
way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you
You
agree?
still play memes.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Well, in the meantime, if you...
What? You just randomly restarted me?
All right, Maggie, I'll play hamburger
All of his
once,
co-workers were
but
gone.
only
What
once
could it
all
be?
One
night.
time.
Stanley
Do you want
decided
it
to
right
give
now?
them
This
perhaps
time?
Or do you want it
Stanley missed
later?
a memo.
Because I'm only playing it once per stream.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Okay,
he
here we
entered
go.
the door on his left.
Yeah, okay, you'll redeem it later. Keep follow his sky daddy. His brain daddy.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and
gotta do something.
finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Do it. Do the thing. I know
He's
there's something.
clicking literally
I
everything.
know there's something. These are the only controls.
Yeah. It's move, point, click. That's all it is.
Okay, fine.
wonder if you would have waited
ya.
like 20 minutes.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's
All
no
right.
explore up there.
All right, he's
Alright. I'm just playing along, man. I will do whatever.
weird panda. That's the elevator. You didn't go on that yet, but you're not. Then you wouldn't be. All right, whatever. You do you, man.
Can't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm. The narrator tries to tell you what to do and it doesn't work.
I gotta press it again.
Going up, huh?
So the Sky Daddy.
A game of choice.
I don't know how many choices. What's the info?
Cool how he remembers things too. Like you walk into the closet.
That readout for all the ways of reset was.
Yeah. And it was for
No.
a particular ending.
No elevator takes this long.
It's taking a long time. Oh, the narrator's like singing along.
Is it glowing on it? Holy crap, why is it so long?
There was a click circle on the wall. Well, I think when he was pointing at the controls for the elevator.
Because the click circle only comes up when someone's clicking.
I don't know if... Is the elevator moving or not?
On the elevator?
Yeah,
Go more up. Was I just chilling that whole time?
no, it was supposedly moving. You're back. What?
Hold on, this is a new picture.
Businessman. I just want to see how long you follow this guy.
Stepping into
Daddy.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could
remember
its
it?
purpose be? In
2-8
fact,
something.
this
2845,
keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet.
2845.
And so the boss had assigned
I
it
think
an
that's what it
extra
is.
secret PIN number, 2845. But of
Yeah, I was
course,
interested.
Stanley couldn't possibly know this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
He looks like the narrator's trying to give you the truth, maybe, about what's
You know
happening.
how some video games are like, the whole fun of it is developing a sense of like proficiency?
Yeah.
And you're like good at it suddenly? This is pure just fever dream. I'm lost all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like stumbling through. When does the proficiency kick in?
You're getting pretty good.
Too obvious? What's behind here?
I'll just say, going the not obvious route has
Not
led you
done
to your
much
death.
for me. Oh, like
Horrible death. Oh, you clicked the bottom one. There was no way to click the top one.
am I overthinking this?
Yeah, you just...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
This hurts.
Because he's like
Are you
controlling
gonna
your mind.
vaccinate me, man?
He's like controlling your mind to walk in the mind control facility.
I'm choosing this. I'm controlling you.
Okay.
You're doing what I want you to do.
The lights rose on an enormous
There
room
you
packed
go.
with television
It's
screens.
back to the screens.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Did he have the strength?
Any ideas, people who are watching?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It's 427.
There it is. Yeah. Oh, it's just your desk, like lit
Yeah.
in the dark.
Okay.
There's another passage that opened up.
This mind control
clumsy way to
facility,
control
it was
this.
too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
This reminds you of GNC.
My corporate
No,
job.
he refused to believe it.
He stepped
He
into the elevator
couldn't
willingly.
accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Would you be
It
scared
was
if you saw
unthinkable.
images of you at GNC?
Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
I'd be like, yo, I'm out.
Yo,
Entire life
I don't know.
I'm going to bed,
Can we play
man.
some Halo?
world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Narrator
labeled with
seems to be helping
emotions.
you.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
The timing of the voiceover is so perfect too.
Can we just do a cursory look? I just want there was another thing I was curious about in here.
I love watching you choose things. It's like cathartic.
Wasn't there something out here too? What's this red thing? Something I can step into. It's weird. There's nothing here. Oh, that's annoying. There's nothing here. Alright. Okay. This game pretends to have so many options. I feel like there's not that many options to pick though.
It's
a
usually a
vast
fork
world.
in the road. It's like do this or do that, and then it leads to different.
And then this is
different
just
choices.
kind of simply usually. One, two, 5. What's over here? I should have made my computer screen a lot more visible. Okay, 1, 2, 5 is what I saw.
Wonder if I can do that here. Brighter? Yeah, I think so.
Is this doing anything?
Clicking on those things? I don't think so. I think this screen's easier to see because it's not in front of that light.
Alright.
Gotta go say goodnight and play. Okay, playing hamburger. You ready for it? The only time
Ready
tonight
for
I'm
it.
playing it. Ready.
Hamburger.
That was as good as I thought I was gonna do. That was what I was hoping for. All right, so it's on.
So this is a mind control facility, and you can turn the system
You can't
off
control
or-
my mind. But that's what they want me to think. But
Gonna control everyone's mind.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off.
really,
Leave.
he's
What?
If
messing
you
with
want
me.
to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are
Look
set
back
to
at the screen.
explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is
Wait, hold
much
on.
better
This
than
is-
what I had in mind.
is that
What
number
a shame we
relevant?
have so little time left to enjoy it.
521?
Oh, wait,
Mere
no, it says-
moments
no,
until
those are
the
the
bomb
numbers
goes
elsewhere.
off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to
Wait,
start.
turn around.
What's that? You'd like to
Number
know where
2.
your co-workers are.
Number 2.
A moment of solace before you're
05.
obliterated.
3.
All right.
Remember the numbers?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna die
0521.
anyway. I'll tell you
No,
exactly
it just
what
says number
happened
1
to
right
them.
now.
I erased them.
Where's
I turned
number
off
1?
the machine. I set you
When I click
free.
this.
Of course,
No,
that
no, no.
was merely
The
in
number
this
1 on the
instance
wall.
of the story. Sometimes when I
Remember?
tell it, I
0142.
simply let you sit there
Yeah.
in your office room,
No,
pushing
what's
buttons
just on the
endlessly
screens
and then
though?
dying alone.
It just shows number 1 right now.
Other times, I
Where's
let it
number one?
sink into
No,
the
where's number
ground,
1?
swallowing everyone
Just
inside, or I let
those
it burn
white
to a
things.
crisp.
Okay.
I have to say this though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you
Does-
try to
now
make
is there a
sense
different
of
number on
everything,
there?
and take back the
0521.
control wrested away from you.
I'm just
It's
interested in
quite
those
rich.
computers. Okay,
Just
number 1
hate to see
blue.
it
I don't know what that
go.
means.
But I'm sure whatever I come up
Is there a
with on the
0?
next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying
Maybe
this
hit
so
1
much.
and then the blue?
You know what? To
1
hell
and
Is there
then
a
a
0?
I'm going to put
No,
some
maybe hit
extra
the 1
time
and then
on
a
the
blue
clock.
button.
Why not?
5.
These
Because
are
it's a blue
precious
one.
additional seconds, Stanley. Time
Try
doesn't
hitting a
grow
blue
on
button.
trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going
Incorrect.
or what you're supposed
Now
to be
a
doing
purple
right
2.
now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why
Oh, is
do
it
you
purple?
think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
Did
Do
that
you
do
have
anything?
any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
Go home
I'm going
and
to destroy it first.
Goodbye, employee 427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30
I mean,
seconds you have left.
On
to
the
struggle.
computer,
30 seconds until a big boom and
it
then
had like a number
no ending.
and a color.
Just you being blown to pieces.
Wow, this
What do you think
escalated like a lot. Because
Or will you
before I
let it
just
go
reset.
peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment I fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Can you imagine? It's just like, oh, really?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
you beat
decided
that
to
room?
go to the meeting
Just tell
room.
me.
Perhaps
No,
he had
I
simply
did not.
missed a memo.
What do you want, you voice in the sky?
When Stanley came to a set
Who
of two open
cares?
doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, you're gonna follow your
I'll just
style
listen.
for a little bit. Well, if you listen to him, you get all the way to that same room again, I think.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do you remember that? From
No.
Just like, nope.
Coming
He
to a
hates when
staircase,
you're in that broom
Stanley
closet.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh. Ooh. I think that'll lead to your death if you go in here, because that's what happened last time. But who knows?
Who knows?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None
What's
of
your
it made any
theories?
logical
What's happening?
sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see
Maybe
his feet
it's a
when
video
he
game
looked down?
in the
Why
Matrix.
did
fact you
doors
can't see his
close
feet.
automatically
Yeah,
behind
it's
him
just-
wherever
it's
he
not
went?
reality for sure.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they
It could be
simply
as
repeating?
real as like just
No,
a
Stanley
video
said to
game.
himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
I have a pretty
And at last, he came to the
strong
conclusion
idea
that had been
that
on
I'll
the
tell
tip
you
of his
at
tongue.
the
He
end.
just hadn't found the
we
words for
play
it.
for 15 more
I'm
minutes.
dreaming!
You want to try another outcome?
This is all a dream.
Yeah.
What a relief
Gotta wait it
Stanley
out.
felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers
So
weren't
you didn't
actually
find any
gone.
like interesting.
He wasn't going
Nothing's
to lose his
interactive.
job. He wasn't crazy
Yeah,
after all.
it's not about
He
interacting.
thought to
It's
himself,
about walking.
I suppose I'll wake up soon.
and making a
I'll have to
decision.
go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I
try
may
to
as
play
well
Portal
enjoy
or
this while
something.
I'm still lucid.
That's a good game.
So, he imagined
Have you
himself
played through
flying
Portal 2?
and began to gently float
Hey,
above
Christmas.
the ground.
Oh yeah, with
Then
Dan?
he
Yeah,
imagined
he came up- that
himself
was so
soaring
fun.
through space on a magical
nothing
starfield,
but, like,
and it too
artisanal
appeared.
cheeses
It was so
and
much fun,
Portal.
and Stanley marveled
That's
that
the
he
way
had
to do
still
it.
not woken
Artisanal
up.
cheeses and
How
Portal.
was he remaining so
It was
lucid?
such a good
And
Christmas.
then perhaps
I
the
just remember
strangest
that.
question of them all
It was
entered
so
Stanley's
chill.
head. One, he was
Every day
amazed
was
he
just
hadn't
so,
asked himself sooner.
Like,
It's just
empty.
warm.
Is
Yeah.
there a voice in my
Just
head
cozy
dictating
and-
everything that
Yeah,
I'm
we're
doing
just
and
content
thinking?
to be there.
no responsibilities.
Now, the
Nobody was
voice was
doing anything.
describing
Very
itself
few
being
kids.
considered by
Yeah.
Stanley, who found
It
it
was like
particularly strange.
we were
I'm
adults,
dreaming
but
about
yeah,
a voice
pre-children.
Yeah.
describing me,
There's a special
thinking
time.
about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
The voice
How could
actor
it be?
is so good.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep,
So
he
this
doesn't have
is
to take
the
responsibility
second
for
game.
himself?
There's a
Stanley
Stanley
is as
Parable
awake
and
right
there's
now
the
as he's
Stanley
ever
Parable
been in
Ultra
his life.
Deluxe, and we're playing the Ultra Deluxe.
Now,
Oh,
here's
this
the
is
voice.
Ultra
Yeah,
Deluxe.
so
Words
the
was
original
quite
game
shocked
just
to
had.
Stanley.
I've never
After
played the
all,
original
he
game,
knew
but
for
supposedly it's
certain,
like
beyond a doubt that
much
this was in
smaller,
fact a
and
dream. Did
it
the voice
began
not
with
see him
that
float and
choice
make the
of the
magical
doors.
stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too.
Isn't it a
surely,
fun moment, though,
surely,
when
if he
you,
could just he would prove
come
it.
to those two
He would
doors.
prove that he
and
was
it's like
in control.
Stanley entered the
that
door
this
on his
was
left.
a
Like,
dream.
wait a second.
He's like,
So
do
he-
I do
I'm
it?
controlling
It's
this guy.
it's like Calvinism.
And he invited
in, like, a
himself
video
to
game.
wake
It's like,
up.
Yeah.
He felt
Am I
the
being
cool weight of
determined
the
in this
blanket on
path?
his
Yeah.
skin,
Can I like
the press of the mattress on
free
his
will?
back.
Can I
The fresh
Choose
air
against
of
free
a
will?
world outside this
Well,
one.
like the narrator said, you can stop playing the
Let
game
me
whenever.
with
Yeah, like, do I have free will? Like, am I here because you want me to be here?
And he told you to walk in
I
a
wish it
circle, and
could
you're
be.
like
He
walking
sent
in
you?
a circle.
Yeah, I
Let me
know.
go back to my job.
I guess I'll walk
Let
in the
me
circle
continue
now.
pushing the
I
buttons.
feel like I'm being
Please.
sent here.
It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want
This
is
is a
my
repeat.
life exactly
Yep.
the way it's always been. My life
Okay,
is
so
normal.
when you get back to the
I
reset,
am normal.
are you going to
Everything
follow the
will
door
be
on the left
fine.
that he says?
Does he say the same door every
I
time?
am
Yeah.
She remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
And she ran.
The very important people
Can I just
whose
skip?
impressions of her would affect
it's
her
on the
career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this.
I know
so
next
it was
time you'll
only
take
a
things through a
moment
lot more
staring down
I
her
hope
body,
so.
and then she turned and ran.
Who's Mariella? So strange. Oh, wait.
Whoa, a phone ringing?
Where's my reticle?
Wait, I think it's a different phone. I think it's over there. Yeah. Is that it? Right there? No, turn around. Right there.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Future Happiness Corporation?
1327.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
434, huh? 434 give me 1327. Okay, right. So I'm gonna text that to myself. Is that something I need? Just tell me now.
You're trying to win a video game. Does the video game want you to beat it?
What?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Would that be relevant?
Is the point of this
But
game?
yeah, games want to be internally coherent. They don't want to just like do nonsense things.
Mhm.
Do you think games? Light and a pencil sharpener.
Such a terrible
Weird
office.
desk.
Can you imagine working there? Beige upon beige. All right, just don't try to click on everything. Let's just
Really?
walk through things.
Yeah.
Think about like buttons and doors is the main things you click on. I mean, a phone rings and you pick it up, but besides that, like you're not gonna find like a key underneath a.
Okay.
A book.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors.
Oh,
He entered
whatever,
the door on
dude.
his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So
Wow.
nice.
Yes,
Really nice.
this
So
room.
blue.
Pretty nice.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour
it's weird,
on
yeah,
his
you
way to the meeting room.
Stepping up.
Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance
Yeah, there's
section,
a lot of
walked
choices
straight
right
ahead to
here.
the opposite door, and got back on track.
I think that's where he came from back there.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Chris
decided to
out
go
of
up
the
to his
broom
boss's
closet.
office,
What?
hoping he might
I
find
told
an
you the
answer
broom
there.
closet means something.
That is such a weird sentence.
Hire someone to synergize papers. Synergize.
Papers are
too
too
synergized.
Fire paper.
Someone to fire the paper synergizing guy who moved my desk.
Oh, it's so funny. Synergize it.
The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. So dumb. I love how that's just like human handwriting.
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I did this last time. Not the elevator this time.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all
You know
alone?
the code, right?
This was too much for
2X45?
Stanley to take.
Yeah.
Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going.
Feel that way.
Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour.
What?
But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
It's like playing Enya.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward
Oh, that's so
into the
good.
opened passageway.
It's funny because it's exactly what's happening. It's like, we don't need to listen to all this. Let's get
Yeah.
through it.
I love this thought of listening to Enya right now. Sail away, sail away. Oh, okay, whatever. You're gonna leave me to my
Well,
He's
that
got
last
me
room,
do.
if you're in the mood to like beat something, that last room seems like it's beatable to some degree. doesn't it?
Yeah. The proper code to put in.
There's different
Stanley
colors
walked
and
straight ahead through the
buttons.
large door that read Mind Control
You
Facility.
can get through this quick if you just click and go.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now
Yeah,
the
it's such a
monitors
like.
jumped to life.
If you're the
Their
person
true
who just
nature
press that
revealed.
button for your job,
Each
to
bore
turn
the
things
number
off.
of an employee
So
in the
clunky.
building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives
wanna
of
see
so
someone
many
speedrun
individuals
this.
reduced to images on a screen. And
Every
Stanley,
ending
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
And one of them is fired, or a couple of them. Look, there's
Zero.
like a one with blank before number one. Isn't that
Zero.
weird?
This box, dude. Just want to know everything.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
This
What's in
mind
the box?
control facility, it was too horrible
What's
to
in the
believe
box?
it couldn't
What's
be
in the
true.
box?
Had Stanley really been under someone's control?
I showed Amber
all
that
this
movie for the
time?
first time,
Was
like,
this
a
the
couple
only
months
reason
ago.
he was
Really?
happy with his
She
boring
alright?
job? That
Yeah,
his
she
emotions
really liked
had been
it.
manipulated to accept
Yeah, I mean,
it blindly?
the violence is a little harsh, but
No.
she
He
thought it was really
refused to
interesting.
believe
It's
it.
a
He
well done
couldn't accept
really
it.
well done.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
So
unthinkable.
you're controlling
Wasn't
this
it?
guy,
Was it even possible?
but you're also being
Had he
influenced by
truly
what the
spent
narrator's
his
saying.
entire
Which is
life
true for your life.
utterly
But
blind
is
You
he,
always
to
talk-
the
is he
world?
talking to you, or is he talking to Stanley?
Am I presupposing that
But
I'm
here was the
Stanley?
proof, the heart of the operation.
Who else was
Controls labeled with emotions.
Okay, what are you gonna
Happy
do now?
or sad or
Colors.
content.
do a
Walking,
quick-
eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the
staircase
cold
here.
reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once
Maybe press the
and
color
for
first
all.
and then the number.
There's a master code.
But on the screens, there's like a number that has a color. It's like a colored button number. Oh, wait a second.
So you got
Wait a second.
you
The
got 1, 2.
are there? No, never mind. That
Let
theory
me just.
doesn't work.
I'm gonna get a lay of the land a little bit. 1, 2,
5.
5. Okay, 5 is on the platform.
There's one up there.
Pretty well lit. 3 colors.
Look up there.
No numbers.
To your left. Look up. Is there one there?
Staircase here?
Yeah.
I can't
It's
get
not open right now.
it. Okay. It's gonna work. If that's open when this whole thing goes off, that'll be a big clue. Okay, 1, 2.
But how do you know which to push? It's gotta be an indication elsewhere. I mean, yeah, there's some numbers on the wall, but
Setting this in motion, I guess, is the only thing.
what are you gonna turn it off or on? That's the question.
I mean, I did it on last time, so I guess I should turn it off. Can you imagine coming up on this room?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it's...
Just resets me automatically. If I'm back in the offices, I'm gonna be so mad.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won!
I don't believe him.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, that was nice.
Do I end up at the back of the freaking offices?
That was nice, though.
All of his co-workers were gone.
The boxes, they arrived. Remember
Stanley
you
decided to go to the
you
meeting.
accepted all the
Perhaps
happiness
13,
boxes.
27. This is like a horror movie. It's like the
Yeah.
horror movie, like what is it, 14, 37?
Oh,
Where you like you're
Yeah.
you're free and then
you're
like,
free.
You wake up.
Oh,
just
what was
back
that?
in.
What was that scene where he's free on
You're on the beach.
He's
and
on a
you-
beach.
you go
It's
to
like you
deliver
think
a
it's the end of the
package,
movie or something.
And then the people start to like look at you, and they like start to break down the walls, and then they deconstruct the walls, so much
And
you're
it-
just back in the room.
You're back in the hotel
New
room.
content? What does that mean? New content.
Gosh, I just knew it too. I knew that was a trap. Oh, this is. I should move through this a lot faster. I just realized. I kind of see the pacing.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Have you
As
done
you
it,
may
Les?
know,
This
the
is new for you?
Stanley
No,
Parable
this
was
one
a
I've
video
done.
game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please,
So literal.
step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Next reset, do you want to play some Halo?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so
Hold
far
on.
it's
Tell me
an
what you know.
elevator.
I don't want to get far.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning
Yeah, I'll
of a
talk to you what I know, but let's
mesmerizing
do it while we're
adventure.
playing Halo after next reset.
Okay. Because you can save it and rejoin progress and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we...
And also, it like
should we be moving
remembers how
somewhere
often you
or-
play.
Oh,
And
there we go. All right,
even the-
finally, at long last, it's on to the new
like
content.
when
I've
you
never
start the
been
game,
more
you know
ready.
that
Let's do
slider
it.
that was like adjusted so you can barely see the. It'll like add things, and they'll say, "Hey, you set the time correctly
I have to
again.
say,
Are you the
initial
kind of person to
impressions
set
of
the time
Stanley
correctly?"
Parable
And then
Ultra
one time it
Deluxe
was like
where?
Mostly
at the very
tedious.
beginning when it's like
as if
setting the settings
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Let's see
And
the
one of them
content.
was like,
Give me the
move-
content, Stanley.
Move the cat until the cat and the dog are friends, and you like move them closer together
All right.
until they're friends. It's like some
All right. All right, let's see it.
new content.
The jump circle?
Just remaining 30 seconds.
Express space. Fun. New content.
I feel like such a schmuck.
One nice. Save it for later.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna get too cute.
Not only is it a jump, which is that interesting, it's only in the circle. And it's only
Yeah.
39 times.
It's just like meh. No like confetti
Fun.
or award. It's just
Here,
like,
that's
it's like give it to me.
Goodness. Another elevator.
More
Now, why doesn't
I
this
have
feel
to
like as much
say,
of a nightmare as
initial
Joe's
impressions
show?
of this game are not positive.
Oh.
There's still some
It's
through
just
lines of like
elevators
it's
and
that
jumping.
mix of
Is this
like
what
'Cause this
causes
is
reality
exciting new
and
content? If this is
persuasion.
new content, then I could
Because
just read you the whole
You're not
dictionary.
so
That's 20
convinced that
hours
he's
of
lying
new
to you.
content right
You're like,
there.
oh, beads of
I
truth,
could counter
beads of
30
truth, beads of
trillion.
truth.
You could put that on the box.
Joe's-
The
that show
Stanley
Joe
Parable
showed us
Ultra
was
Deluxe,
like-
now with over 1,000 hours of new content.
Yeah, if people go
if-
back and
oh,
watch
wait,
the stream with our
there's
brother,
more.
we watched
Very
this
good.
really weird show.
Yes. I knew there
I
had
think
to be
because it
something
plays
else.
with
Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
rationality. Like
it doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't.
it's buffoonery is the word for it.
But
It's
even like through the Three Stooges was like slap. I tripped.
Yeah, but that's
it's
like-
there's still a narrative sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
that's-
oh they're at a ball or it's a wedding. It's funny because there's like a context that holds that, and they're goofing around. It's like oh they got slapped at a wedding.
it's
or
still
slapped at a
rational,
ball.
but
Yeah.
it's like a really low level of comedy. Whereas the show Joe showed us was like
That's
bending
it?
rationality.
No, you've
it
got
was
to
like
be kidding me. You
made
see,
you feel
Stanley?
insane for
This
one.
is what
they'd
happens
give you
when
some
greedy
like
video
right
game
now, the
developers
floor
have
would
no
drop
respect
out.
for
I'd be
their
in
fan base.
space,
Yeah.
and
Rush a
then
cheap
noodles
expansion
would
to
You'd be
market
turning into
for
noodles
no
and
Yeah,
reason
yeah, yeah.
other than to make an
Thank you
easy
for enjoying
dollar.
the new
And don't get me
content.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into
A
it. In
whiteboard.
fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement,
This would be so
please
fun to show somebody
ignore."
for the first
What
time.
quality
I get why
assurance
you
department
would.
signed off on this? I'm infuriated
'Cause also
and I'm
you're doing
offended, and
different
I
decisions
intend
than
to
I did.
find these
Yeah.
people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
There
I
has to be
built
a
up
certain
too much
ratio of, like,
anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
sensicalness
It could
and just
never have lived up to
complete
such
just
expectations.
absurdity.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks.
I'm sure.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't trust him, man. Is that me? Is he me? Is he me talking to me?
The end is near. Oh, weird. Yeah, go through it.
That's
Weird.
my office.
Yeah.
That's the paper that is illegible. I'm not gonna click on everything. Yeah.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the
I'm
vent.
definitely doing
I want to show you something.
I'm definitely
Did you do
doing it.
this?
I think so, yeah. I don't remember what happens though.
Did you just
The vent just
lie?
opens.
Hardcore lie to me.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content
This reminds
turned
me of
out
two
to be?
things.
Well, it got me thinking
007
about the
facility.
past and how much better the
Yeah, yeah.
Stanley
And
Parable used
also,
to be.
again,
So I
the horror
made something
movie, Apartment
special
4
and tucked it away
13.
here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Take a look.
It is like the beginning of Facility.
Dun,
007.
dun, 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 dun.
So the narrator said he wants to show you some content he put together because he was
This
unimpressed.
definitely does not look like whatever.
Yeah, it's like a
This is,
mythical.
This is a medieval architecture.
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak
Memories.
experiences of my
Where's
life
my memories?
whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This is a really nice one. We don't know about that.
It's so much nicer than the
Might just
beige.
hop into that bathroom.
Beige upon beige.
Yeah. No, not that one. The one beyond that one. Little crux there.
And then you realize that thing you thought was a cloud was a mountain.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
The
Remember
original.
back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched. Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh,
I don't
the
remember.
waste.
This would probably hold a lot more meaning to me.
Yeah. If you played the first one.
Yeah. What console did the original one come out?
I think PC.
The first one. Check the barcode. What if you put that barcode in like Find My Washington? You know?
I bet it was their first dollar. I bet it would go to like. I bet this is the game developer's dollar. It just scanned in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all actual things they want.
Okay. They're just patting themselves on the back a little bit. This is starting to feel a bit like. Did you see that horror movie? Norwegian horror movie. It was all in the daylight. The same guy.
Oh,
that-
Midsommar.
Midsommar. Yeah. This is starting to feel like Midsommar.
Oh, it's weird. Weird movie.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote,
Can you imagine meeting him?
"Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Elevator.
The original remake. Try to click on the thing. Did you click on the doorknob?
It opened though.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley?
Playing a game
The
is talking
game
about
was
itself.
perfect.
I know, right?
It didn't
It's
need anything
original.
else.
So
It
meta.
didn't
It's
need
like,
new
we're so
content.
braggadocious.
It just needed to be
Yeah,
left
good game.
alone.
But
to
it's
spend
it's
the rest
talking
of
crap
time
about
collecting
this
dust
version of the
in the
game.
hallowed hall of beloved video
That's what he's
game
doing right now. He's
memories.
talking crap about a re-release just for content's
These
sake.
were simpler
He's
times,
talking about
Stanley.
back when.
But I
it was
wouldn't
just the
give
first-
to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Look at the Call of Duty.
Oh no! Oh God, no! Stanley, it's a collection of
Steam
reviews from
reviews.
Steam, the online
So
video
many
game
Steam
distributor.
reviews.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't
Just
they?
trolling this guy getting better reviews.
No, that Steam is where you download this game from. There's like
Honestly, I could not be
many-
bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! Trying to be funny? I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley
Handful of
Parable,
gags.
but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
This hell.
so many Steam reviews.
The construction site is like a perfect.
Yeah, so Steam is how you download like
Okay,
Halo
let's see
Infinite
what
to
this
play it
one
on the
says.
PC.
Yeah, I remember just-
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
Kind of makes me want to play
Like
the
I let
original.
these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Have you?
No.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record.
Have you been here
Only
before?
Positive
Is what you
reviews
expect?
Yeah,
of
I've
the
been
Stanley
to
Parable.
this one.
That's
This is
my
great.
motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do
Great one.
anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
So weird.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations
great.
on the nature of
You
choice
can choose
in
when
video
you want to
games.
skip.
Of course, I happen to
But it's just
believe
a
it was
button.
perhaps one of my
So the
Still feels
reviewer
trapped.
wanted like, oh, you press
Yeah.
enter to skip, but
I
he
feel
put
so
it-
free and so
describe it,
restricted
Yeah.
down
I'd
at
say
the
it
same
was
time.
perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or
Treatise.
maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the words.
Can you imagine being that person? That'd be great.
I don't even know if one can change their
probably feels
review in the
pretty good,
first place. I guess I
I'd be
should
tempted to be
become
more
better
critical,
educated
so
on
if you
exactly
keep
how
saying
Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press
Boringest
the button
things
again.
in the game,
I
like
think
a
the
chair
skip
in the
button has
corner.
been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
The lights have all gone
I have
out.
someone to talk
Mine's
to again.
dead.
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
That's it?
Or 2 weeks? I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with.
So good.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you say,
Hold on. Why did that light go dim?
oh, hello.
That
it's
was
you.
weird.
You're here again.
Our
Welcome.
light
Why did
just
that-
I
dimmed.
have had time to think about
That was
you
weird.
and us and about everything we've been
What
through.
the heck?
I've
This is
had
part of
so
it.
much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me
That
describe
was
it for
way
you.
weird.
To begin
was
with,
weird.
there is
What
only
the
regret.
hell?
There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for
That
the
was so
longest
weird.
time.
It
Right
was
when I
timed
clicked
right
it.
when you clicked it.
Months. I lost
Like,
it all
right.
in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced.
Stanley! What's the time say?
Stopped. How long has it been?
Dead clock. Like I say.
Narrator maybe dead.
You hear that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A skip button makes a whole freaking like situation of it.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. it wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said.
He's really
First,
going
he
hard.
didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world.
I like what he's saying.
As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable
The
to
script
nothing.
is
We get a
amazing,
world
like
where
just
someone will say,
the
oh,
writing
there
and
should be a skip button.
voice
You should be
acting's
able to
amazing.
freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into...
I love the silence after you click it. It's like, who knows how long it was?
Yeah.
Okay, which time am I gonna click? It's just not gonna be like existing. A lot of intermediaries at this point. Maybe too many.
The end is never the end, 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 is never
What?
the end,
You know I
is never
wanna-
the
I
end,
know.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
I'm gonna check on my ladder.
Do ladders change for a long time? What if you found like a clown sitting back there?
No, God. How would a clown be? Some people don't like clowns. Oh, I was looking for some degradation.
Yeah.
clothing. Something to crawl out of?
How long has it been to do that? That's insane. Can you imagine how long that must have
just
been?
like years, like decades.
Maybe decades, yeah.
God.
It's
I'm
crazy.
gonna fast forward. Why am I stuck? My ladder's falling. Okay.
That's awesome.
This is sick.
I remember this one. This one really stuck out to me.
Check out my plants. I love how the guy stopped talking to me. What?
Oh, it's like night.
Scary. Plants are gone. Let's get back. This one. There would be a clown. You hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you know, minutes turned into hours, turned into weeks. I mean, are you turning into centuries? And
Yeah, literally. Oh, the button fell down. What happened in here? Was it a tornado? Oh.
Oh.
How long was it in this freaking room? Oh my god.
Isn't that awesome?
I'm just out. Why did I have to press that? That was all from a review of the video.
Yeah.
You're like, alright.
So here's your skip
Here's
button.
your skip button. 1,000 years later. The dilapidation of a structure. I guess I'm gonna follow these rocks like breadcrumbs. Yeah, sure.
I like the music.
Feels like fun. But always in my mind is, am I making the right decision? I'm always wondering. So sad. So
All right, yeah.
sad,
Yeah,
man.
let's
Okay, one more.
All of his
One more,
courage
okay,
was
one more.
gone. What could it mean?
Oh, one more.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's interesting. It's like, does the narrator remember any of that? Did it change anything now?
You trying to mess me up? Or?
You're not going to find a secret key under
This
a piece of
isn't-
paper.
okay.
Just saying no.
Do doors open up?
Yeah, sometimes. But vast majority of doors are locked. So,
Okay, so just walk.
yeah. new content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Jeez. What time is it?
It's 12:40.
How long did you play this game for?
Maybe like 5 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Well, not in one sitting. Like 3 sittings.
I don't know.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm so tempted. Did you see this?
Yeah.
What if this is new to you?
Yes, you see,
No, I've
isn't
seen
this far
this one.
superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions?
And it's
Think of all
never the
new
end
territory
again.
We'll cover with a fully fledged sequel, an entirely new experience built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and
ferns.
innovation and long-term franchising.
Remember this first.
Yeah. 2 ferns for a
Now, to
poster.
be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for you. I figure that if I can
You
loosely
might go,
organize a
Scrum.
handful of interesting
That
concepts,
breaks.
that surely the game will sort of
Just trying to
naturally
draw
spring up around
2
them.
eyes,
It'll
2
all
ears,
work
2
itself
nostrils.
out. Game
eyes.
development is much more
Brainstorming.
of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
2, yeah. Cool.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
This is everything. Am I disadvantaged for not playing the original?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. Because the original had what this has, but just a lot less of it.
Is this an actual way to buy stuff?
That'd be
Can you-
funny.
I bet you can. Scan those. I'm try to scan those. What do
That's
you-
a good
what do you
idea.
wanna bet?
I bet you're right.
Yep. That's what I said.
That's awesome.
That's
That's cool.
2 chairs. What's that? It's like a jar from
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and
Stepnies?
Happy 12th Birthday.
Get Well
Which would
Someday.
you go with?
Which would you go with?
They Stepnies.
You're designing Stanley Parable 2. Which one do you want?
Get Well Someday's gonna.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece it is.
Step niece. What even is that? Another jump circle.
You know what?
yeah.
Let's
jumps.
bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable
You've
2
used
as
them
well.
all, even though it's new.
Oh,
So
wait.
everything I played up to
You
this point was
already
one.
spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
No, it was Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Get it here. Easy achievement. Oh, gosh, there's so many things I want to do. We'll get the achievement. I'm the best.
We gotta get that meme.
Yeah.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Simple achievement.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
What? You're the game. You can do whatever you want. Okay. I hate double back. Really? It's gonna make me walk out of here?
Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps.
more
It just
steps.
works.
What else? What other
Just works. That's great. Oh man, it's hilarious.
That's new.
Okay, go to the collectibles after this.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
What?
Please, no screenshots. A whole new office.
Reassurance bucket. Collectibles is what you want me to hit?
Yeah. Oh, go left. Over through that door. It just works. I can't believe it's that simple. Can you find them?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative
playing this, like,
is that there
under
will
the
be
influence of
no
anything.
reward
Yeah.
for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and
his
then you
hands
move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Everyone wants it. Collectible. They're
It's like
killing each other.
what
to get-
dreams may come. Okay. Glad we got that. It's literally.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Go to the hole. Turn around.
It won't end. Dude, it's so cool.
Deep can we? Just keeps going.
Is it the bowels or something?
Infinity in the middle. Science.
More. Hey man.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Like an office.
It's always an office.
Just close in. An obvious set. But it's an infinite hole. Dude, this game is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Dare me to?
Whatever you want to do. Look up.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
G.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Is it infinite or not?
Okay,
Remember last time I was
don't
in
know quite how
danger
to say
and it
this
just like
tactfully,
I
but
felt
it's possible that I
infinitely
slightly
safe.
exaggerated the
yeah.
infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? Yes, it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
Mama didn't
I don't
raise
want
no
anyone to
pump.
say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, you found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat,
Ton
and
of
you're
cigarettes.
so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
Can you imagine being in a hole that
Actually wants
deep?
to
Like you
fall.
look up.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my.
do have to
The
climb
hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe
Imagine-
you're
What if
the
he puts
problem.
like a drop ladder down?
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? For you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole
Mostly
and we can
infinite.
move on. I'll just be up
good.
here when you're ready.
You know how much I just wanted to...
I know, you're contrarian.
I want to find the actual hole. I want to beat the game. What is that?
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my
Oops.
ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven's sake. See, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter
Oh,
to you
weird.
this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there
That's
than you did
weird.
before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh,
Yeah, is this
how
still
could I have
going?
guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Less infinite.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing.
Climb
What's
up that.
going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and
It
we'll
feels
see
like
if it gets
Cameron
any
babysitting
shorter.
Keaton, letting him play video
Well, there it
games.
is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. How is this still appealing to you?
How is this still
I'm not
appealing to
obsessed
you?
with holes, but at this depth,
Like step
I just
inside
can't
of it.
see
It's
the
like
scratching
a
the
small. It's like a
Oh.
like a shallow pool.
Infinite hole.
You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
I can't get out until it's over.
Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
That's great.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for.
He said it was
It's a
infinite.
win for
2-foot hole.
You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
He fades away.
You have to teleport to get out of it. That's great. That's hilarious.
It's not working. I still can't get out.
Oh. Do your footsteps. That would be weird. The first person you meet is right now.
No.
It'll just slowly.
The whole distance. That's your punishment.
There's a lot of terrifying things you can see, like at the top here, peeking over.
Just like waving at you.
It's like something small, like peering over the edge.
What the heck is going on? I'm sorry. You said it was infinite.
You
not
just
my
love
fault.
those holes.
It's like the end of the game.
F to change your perspective.
Jeez.
Oh, I gotta make a note of that. It's hilarious.
Perception. Change your perspective. Change my perception.
It's actually kind of fun.
So, damn it. They're punishing me for not getting out of the hole.
Yeah, a lot of cool has happened, Maggie. Just like crazy things happening. There was a skip button earlier, which was supposed to be like you skip what the narrator says, you don't have to listen to him, but it was skipping time. And every time you press it, it was skipping more and more time. So it just got really crazy. This is awesome.
Change yourself. Look at this one.
Wait, change your reality, change yourself.
Yeah.
My head's stronger. You're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's stronger.
What is this? How is this a video game?
I was just gonna say that. How is this a video? Like, if you saw us in the trailer, you'd be like, what, dude? What
There's
is
submerged.
Have you tried to change your reality yet?
No.
H.
No, I have changed
Oh,
my
okay.
reality.
How do you change yourself? Does it...
I haven't changed yourself yet. What is going on? I'm sorry for not getting out of the hole. Stop.
Oh my god.
Stanley? Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there.
It makes me feel weird for going down
But
this.
we can't have that, Stanley. Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time
To
and
wake you up.
to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
So
is a
this is all new
punishment
to me.
for
I've
all
never
of them.
seen this part.
Stay alert.
I only
Stanley.
went in the hole
I'll
once.
be there.
Yeah.
Toodle pip.
But I did make it to the bottom of the hole. So I was contrarian enough to like not press the teleport button until I got to the bottom. But I did not go in this second time. That was pretty cool.
And the third and fourth.
That was awesome.
Animals. Change yourself. Change yourself. I'm upside down.
Here we
What
are.
is
Go on.
this?
Try out
Oh,
some of
that's
the new
so
features.
funny.
Is this meant to be an independent game from the first one? Right,
What-
like right now, I'm just like they're latched together or something.
What do you mean by that?
I don't even know. Okay, so I've gone there.
It's
I've
so
done
meta
something.
that yeah, you don't really
You never
know what game you're playing. Free achievement. I love how hard it's advertising that thing where you get a free achievement. It's
Yeah.
really easy. Doesn't work at all.
And Q is not on the map. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, I'm here. That's new.
Oh, that's the collectibles.
Yeah. Fine.
What if you went back to the hole?
It's like, what are you doing? I'll kill you. Settings, return. These are
Do you want to go back to the hole? See what happens.
I kind of do, actually.
Do it.
Is there a way down from here? No. Wait.
Is it?
So otherwise,
Is it gonna be? Is it gonna be like 2 feet deep again?
it's just like my childhood home.
That was awesome. Change your perspective, and it's just different
Yeah,
music.
are there like? Yeah, I feel like this is somewhat. Oh. Close that.
Now I want you back.
I experienced my. I dig it. Oh man, that was great.
It was so fun.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on. Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
What else is here? I think I've gone up to this.
So I've done the bucket before, but that was a different.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair
this
in
is where you
those
get
who
the bucket.
played it.
I see.
Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal. And
I love how they're
perhaps
just
even
trolling
comforting.
their like.
You may
audience.
even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? Great. All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Be gone there. Oh yeah.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful? Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name.
There's a button that
whatever
says your
that
name.
is. Here,
Could be validated.
Let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Jim.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim,
Excited to play Halo
sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being
we'll pick a good
heartbroken
stopping
as
point.
Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then
You're
please
yours
step
today.
forward and press the button.
I am Jim.
Such a cheap little gimmick.
Yes, you see, what a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again.
So patronizing.
Jim. It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
Jim.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
Too much
I'm
Jim.
putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are. Jim.
Is there a door behind you that opened?
Jim.
Jim. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes people can be too much Jim.
Okay. What a colossal waste of time.
You would love a hamburger button, wouldn't you, Maggie?
At this point, this game feels like a hamburger button.
Giant hamburger button. Well, Maggie, Keith has a bucket, and he can't let go of it.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Taste the sequel.
You're in that exit over there. I think you've seen everything. Everything that I remember.
All right,
fun hill
have you
on
seen
that.
everything you wanted to? Ready to move on
On
now?
a curb
No
slide on
scope.
there.
No scope. Yeah.
On curb slide.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but
Just
I can feel it in my
buttons to
soul.
do different things.
It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful
That's a funny
gameplay
idea.
experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
It's a terrible game.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes.
Is
machine
it
that
cheap
didn't
machine?
Much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
Jump circle with the
And I do
hole.
very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Wait, what? So is this? Did I start this before?
No, this is a new title screen altogether.
They fed me a new title
They
screen.
made a new game.
Did you get to that part?
This is the story of a man named
Did you get to this part?
Yeah.
Did you get the full reset?
Yeah.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
Look at the balloons.
They're different. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now the ones
All
are
of his
different.
co-workers were gone.
Jeez. this
Stanley
this world
decided to
feels
go to
so
the meeting
small
room.
compared to where I've
Perhaps he
been.
had simply missed a memo.
This
Yeah.
used to feel like the world.
Wait,
Now
let me
it's
see
like-
the bucket. Turn around.
Where?
Turn around.
Uh-huh.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
What the heck is this?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and
Happy
entered
12th
the
birthday,
door.
Step niece.
It's pretty addictive, though.
It
You
is.
want to figure out what's different.
Alright, we can.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This is addictive.
Yeah.
I've got a
Stepping
bucket.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional
4, 5.
dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Wait, turn around.
You found one of them. Major Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting
He's
all
gotta
of
be
these.
No reward
Only
for
the
collecting all of them.
intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've
He's got to be a
tried.
game developer.
So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
He has his face. Like that. All right. Okay, let's play Halo.
All right, cool. Quit to menu.
It's kind of like exiting a nightmare.
Quit to desktop. Yeah. I mean, that's like a game you've never played before, right?
Oh, 100%. I didn't play the original.
I know, it's amazing. Wow. Well, whoever's watching, we're just going to quickly